Good afternoon. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the notification bell. And today, we got ourselves yet another quality check. And our quality check is basically going through the Model Y and checking every single panel to see if Tesla hasn't been improving their quality build. So, without further ado, let's get right to it. So, all right, we're back over here at Oakville, and they have a huge load of vehicles that's just been dropped off. So, let's look at the Model Y and check its overall build quality and see if it gets either a pass or a fail. So, on to our first Model Y. All right, let's get right to it. Let's do our quality check. And first off, let's start off by looking at the left panel. And let's move over to the right panel. Let's take a look at the headlights to make sure if they're the new headlights. And it seems like they are. So, these recent builds no longer come with radar support or lumbar support for the passenger vehicles. These new Tesla Model Ys are relying on Tesla's all-vision system, so no radar. All right, so moving on, you can see the hood is very good, and the right side is excellent. So here's a look at the VIN. Here's a look at the rims. And let's move on to the driver's side panel. You got to remember, if you're taking delivery of a Model Y, you want to do a thorough check of every single panel. Tesla is not known for build quality, they're known for tech. So when you're taking delivery, make sure that the build is to the best of their ability. And I can tell you something right now that I see, and it's that this gap over here. I see this gap. You may not notice, but it does look a little bit too big for my liking. I don't know what it is, but it's just the gap is just too big over here. These panels should be, we want to see tight panels, and this is the first issue that I see. So, moving on. And one thing you can do to see if your vehicle's flush is to take your one finger and rub it from this door panel to the next door panel. If each panel is flush, then it gets a pass. If it doesn't, then that means there's some issue. So let's move on. And let's do the test with the rear. And it seems good. The panel up here, nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. So the trunk hatch. This is a new problem that a lot of Tesla vehicles that I'm seeing is the trunk hatch and the space. It just looks like there's too much of a gap. Remember, don't accept these vehicles unless they're built to the best of their ability. You want to make sure you walk around your vehicle once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, as much times as you can, and not to rush your delivery, because if you rush your delivery, you are going to have defects on your vehicle. So I strongly urge you, maybe a day before delivery, drive up to Tesla and see if you can get your VIN. And if you can see your car, make sure to perform a quality check before taking the vehicle. Like, I've examined thousands and thousands of Model Ys, and I tell you, not one are built the same. Some have problems, some don't. And that's just Tesla, and this is just what you're going to have to deal with. Tesla's known for tech. They're not known for superior build quality. If you want a superior build quality car, you may want to look at a next brand, but there's no other brand that's more efficient and provides you as much range as Tesla. So, yeah, that's just my advice. So, moving on over here. Yeah, the panels over here, they just don't seem tight. So, this is flush. The rear door is flush, and that's really good. So, moving on to this panel over here, and it's not flush. So, the build quality, it's not phenomenal, but personally, I don't feel comfortable accepting this vehicle, so we give it a fail. On to the next vehicle. So, all right, let's take a look at this Model Y dual motor gray. And I've heard from a couple of comments that the gray Model Ys, there seems to be a paint discoloration with the front bumper and the fender. Do you see any paint discoloration? I can tell you in person with the sunlight, it looks fine, but at some angles, it does look like a paint mismatch. So if you take a delivery of a Tesla Model Y and there's paint issues, make sure not to accept the vehicle. The one thing that I would say that you want to do a thorough review of your vehicle before taking delivery in order to prevent problems like this. So, on to the quality check of this Model Y. Let's look at the left panel and let's move on to the right side. And here's a look at the VIN. And remember, these VINs, like no two are alike. It seems right now that Tesla's just pushing a whole load of Model Ys, and some people get different VINs and people get lower VINs. Like the other vehicle had a totally VIN that was in the 1900s, and this one doesn't seem, this is in the 18s, and this one's due for delivery. Somebody's taking delivery. So I guess that's how it works. Okay, so moving on to the rims. The rims are something you want to check too. Now, these are the hubcaps, but when you're doing deliveries, you want to do an overall check of the glass roof, an overall check of your vehicle in order to see if it's built to the best of their ability. And most vehicles now, I would say, come with the new console. See, this driver's side panel is excellent. It's a lot better than the other vehicle, the white one, but let's move on forward. So let's do the test over here to see if it's flush. And it is flush, and that's what we want to see. Now let's move over here to see if it's flush, the rear doors, if it's flush, and that's what we want to see. So this panel right here, I wish it was tighter, and the issue that we're noticing now is this trunk. Look at the trunk hatch. Look at that gap. Okay? It looks like they're gonna have to do a realignment. If you get your trunk and it looks like this, do not accept it. I strongly urge you to head over to Tesla and ask them for some type of help and advice to see if they can help you with your vehicle. Right, so let's continue on with our quality check. And yeah, so the issue that we're currently seeing that I'm seeing constantly is the trunk hatch. And you can look at that gap and you can see that that is unacceptable. Tesla, get your act together. Like, this is not good. So, it looks like they've solved the problem with the right side rear door not being flush, but now a lot of cars are coming with these huge gaps in their trunk hatches. Luckily, if you manage to point at any of these defects, Tesla can easily fix them. So, yeah. If you take a look at this, and taking a look at the interior. See, when it comes to interior, Tesla pretty much they have their act together. There's no defects in the interior. Most of the problems are coming from the exterior, but here's a look at the inside. All cars are configured with the new console with the dual charger and the new center console. And these vehicles are they're pretty awesome. From the inside, you can tell the interior is very similar to the Tesla Model 3. And the Tesla Model Y was actually built off of the Tesla Model 3 platform, and in which they managed to increase the size. I think it's about 30% bigger. It just looks like a blown up Model 3. And yeah, so yeah, I'll close the interior. So moving on, right side door. I thought they had fixed it. No, this is not fixed. Oh, Tesla. I'm actually would have to say, yeah, this is pathetic. This is bad. Oh my God. Please, if this is your VIN, this is a fail. See it? This does not get a pass. This is a fail. And a fail means I would not take delivery. All right, let's take a look at this Model Y. So we can start off by looking at the left panel. And we're off to a good start. Nothing that we see that catches our eye or raises our attention not to accept this vehicle. Remember, when you're taking delivery, do not be caught up in this Tesla high, Tesla euphoria when you're so excited and you just come and take the vehicle and go. If you do that and bring the car home, I guarantee you're going to see defects. So when you are taking delivery of a Model Y, do a check. Bring yourself a checklist. Look at the rims. Look at the top glass. Look at every single panel. And this is my advice to any new buyer, because you don't want to be caught up in defects. And if Tesla are not building cars properly, we want to make sure we let them know. We want to make sure that we're not accepting these vehicles. We want to make sure that they're improving these vehicles, because if we do not point out these defects, they will not know what to fix. So this rear door is not flush, and I definitely am starting to see issues here. So let's look over here. That panel's nice and tight, and that's what we want to see. So let's take a look at this trunk hatch. See how you can look and you can see inside there? That means it's not flush. So Let's look at the rims. Let's look at the back over here. And let's move along to see if there's any issues. So the final question is, does the Tesla Model Y get a pass or a fail? And unfortunately, we got ourselves another fail. So overall, has the Model Y build quality been improving? And I would have to say, slightly. Is it perfect? No. Today, you can see that we examined a whole bunch of vehicles and they all had defects. And that's something you're going to have to deal with when you're dealing with Tesla. Just remember, they're not known for incredible build quality. They're not known for having the best panels being all flush. So, if you're out to get yourself a Tesla, now's the time to do it. Because guess what? They're selling Teslas like hotcakes. And whether or not the build quality is the best, I can assure you that when it comes to having a vehicle with the best tech, a wonderful service, because a lot of these issues, they can easily get fixed and tweaked, and all the panels can be put together properly if you point out these defects. So make sure that if you're ordering a Tesla today, to do a thorough review, thorough checklist. And that's another one. Quality check. So that's all I gotta say. So thank you and have a nice day. Hey, if you want to win a $50 Amazon gift card, all you have to do is like, share, comment, and subscribe. And the first 1,000 subscribers will be entered into a draw to win this $50 gift card.